The Sokoto Caliphate was one of Africa's biggest empires in the 19th century. It began in 1804 when Uthman Dan Fodio, a Fulani scholar, led a jihad, holy war. His army conquered Hausa city-states, including Kano, Sokoto, and Katsina. By 1815, the Caliphate covered most of northern Nigeria, Cameroon, and parts of Niger. Dan Fodio's son, Muhammad Bello, expanded it further, making it the most powerful empire in West Africa. The empire thrived in peace, scholarship, and trade. But by 1903, the British and French defeated the Caliphate. The Sultan remained, but only as a ceremonial ruler. Today, his influence still exists.
Those that seek to cast doubt over our ability to accomplish this very thing we said, they are in for a rude awakening. They are in for a shock. We are not going to change our stance. We are not going to turn down the volume of our castigation of those who are responsible for our servitude. We don't intend to spare those who with their red caps, those who have compromised, those who are working with the authorities of the zoo, those who are hell-bent to complete what Warren Chief started, those who are bent to ensure that we remain slaves in our own land forever. We are going to fight each and every one of them, and we are going to triumph. Our weapon is very simple. It is just the truth.
And there is no other truth than the truth of that Nigeria and the British must obey and respect and honor the referendum of Biafran people as a nation.
Take as a gas, Igbo must go.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from, and depends on your time. So glory be to God Almighty, because Chukwu okike abịama na arụ ihe o ji wee bụrụ Chukwu okike abịama. Ọ ya nwa bụ onye kwanitere Maazị Nnamdi Kanu wee gbaa ya ume wee make sure that na Biafra becomes a spiritual thing, and that is that must manifest in the physical. Yes, I love what is happening today and the trending that is on the ground today, because the Amnesty Program that was organized and handled and being sent to Nigeria, Imo State to be precise, regard to the Okigwe, insecurity because of the incidents in Okigwe that have shown us, and it has given us a sense of belonging, that at the end of the day, the truth is being figured out and the truth is being spoken from the Amnesty organization based on the group that visited Nigeria, Imo State to be precise, that which led today that the UN are finally giving ultimatum that the Biafran case must be looked into immensely, regard the people involved or whosoever that could come in a kind of in the stage, in the curriculum of Biafra, to be precise. Yes, they have decided to give audience, a cordial audience, regard to our tears, to our cry, and to our complaint of what we have been complaining, which makes Maazị Nnamdi Kanu to find himself where he is today, Maazị Simon Ekpan to be where he is today. Glory be to God. Although if not for the grace of God that was upon Donald Trump, somebody like Ngozi Orabeze would have been assassinated, or if not been assassinated, she would have been in jail as we speak now. But thank God for the grace of God that is still speaking, that making Biafra what is going to be, regards coming tomorrow, and as a result of the report of the amnesty that was sent to Nigeria. Yes, Biafra must stand and Biafra must go. Igbos must go, because no more intimidation again, no more slavery and no more enslavement, says the amnesty, because the truth from the amnesty that came from the UN, because the truth has been finally figured out and fished out, and it must be, totally pursued, and it must be achieved to the glory of God Almighty. And I thank God the way that I believe it is a Donald Trump push, not just UN today, but Donald Trump push the world leaders push. You know, I watched, you know, video and CNN regard to the peace talk of Donald Trump and Putin. You know, in the case of, you know, what is it called, Ukraine. But it was not just only Ukraine talk. It was involved the Biafran talk. And you will agree with me that for the very first time in a decade from now, no president of this world was able to pull Putin out of Moscow. But Donald Trump put Putin out of Moscow. And you can see in that video, Donald Trump saluted to Putin, giving him that respect and that honor. And for the very first time, the two heavyweights enter inside one car and drove off to go and have a heavyweight versus heavyweight discussion. And which at the end of the day, look at the concrete report that was coming out from the amnesty, which has never happened before. You know, every amnesty that they are being sent to Nigeria, Nigerian government always be the one to tell them and to dictate for them on what they shall tell and what they must tell the people of the world as their own report. But this time around, the table has turned down that the truth must be officially, you know, spoken or speaks. You understand? And glory be to God that the truth has been spoken. And the men, the people in quote, regard to the amnesty that was sent by the UN are now speaking that truth, which the truth is what Nigerian government and the British doesn't want to hear. They don't want to hear it. They don't want such kind of truth. They don't want such kind of, you know, open air message, raw word. You understand? That was what the British is scared of. And Nigerian too. Nigerian government, most especially the Fulanis, they are scared of it and they have been battling regard to that. And there is no other truth than the truth of that Nigeria and the British must obey and respect and honor the referendum of Biafran people as a nation. You understand? That referendum must be respected and it must be honored and it must be valid and it must be included. Nigeria need to regard it. Britain has to respect it. You understand? Because it is part of why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is suffering. Why Simon Ekpan is paying the dues. Why Okigwe youths are dying, are being killed by Nigerian military, by Nigerian army, unlifing the people, the citizens of Biafra, in no just cause, under the watch of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu didn't care. But want to kill them all. That is the language of a Yoruba man.
But a lot of people have come out and said that, you know, if the Biafra cannot get their freedom, which they are seeking for now, under Gutierrez, the current UN president, that it might be difficult because when the new president take over, that it might be that the Western world and the Britain in particular, would be the one ruling the United Nations again.
Yes, I concur to that, and at the same time, I disagree. Are you hearing me? I agree and I disagree. One, why did I say I agree? I agree because Nigeria is ready to bribe any nation with a property that does not belong to them. And that property, that blessings of God, the favor of God, is no other favor than the oil, which the British are living witness and they are living regret nation. Because had it been that they knew that the oil will be flowing up to this very day, they wouldn't have given Nigeria independent the very time they gave us independence. Yes, they are living regret. They are regretting it today. They would have waited and suck it much better than the way they are sucking it now. To benefit it more than the way they are benefiting it now. You understand? You see why I say I agree. But why I say I disagree is this. The Biafran case and the Biafran issue is a spirit of which it can incarnate anybody. It can reincarnate or incarnate anybody, irrespective of where you come from. Don't be surprised that a ram man can rise up and become the UN boss and say Biafra must go. It is possible. Because you agree with me, currently now, there are some Fulanis now that are saying, even the Hausas today is saying, allow them to go. Are you not, didn't you watch that video of the Fulani man on social media? I was expressing his feelings about religion. That allow these people to go, that Christianity is not meant to kill, neither did Islam permit killing. So in other words, he was criticizing the killing of the Fulanis. That is to tell you that it doesn't matter who goes there. It all matters the person and the spirit taking over the person in that position. Of which the Chukwu Abiyama, the God of Biafrans, have decided as taking over the case of Biafra, of which, be it who that goes there, that same person could be used to achieve the dream. You see why I say I disagree. And for your information, Biafran has gone beyond the level that anybody born of a woman, so long that person is matching this earth, the person can never stop Biafra from rising. It can never stop Biafra from rising. It can never stop Biafra from becoming USB, United States of Biafra, from becoming a nation. Are you hearing me? And that is just the true fact. The raw fact, which many people doesn't want to hear, especially some Nigerians. Because some Nigerians are now coming to agree to the truth and they are now seeing the reality. Are you hearing me? So you see why I analyze it in two ways. You understand? Even the next president of America, yes, if as they said, if we did not achieve it now, don't be surprised that even the next person, it doesn't matter the party. It all depends on the person. You understand? Don't be surprised that the person that may come as a president of America may even love Biafra more than Donald Trump. He might even rise up and take one kind of legal action. Are you getting it? More active, more effective than Donald Trump, and give Biafra what they want. So you never can tell, because you are not God. Neither can you dictate or decide for God. When God arrives, there is a song that says that my God will arise, and the word we know say that God is with me. When God arrives, the word go know say that the Lord is with me. So there we know that God is with Biafra. And as at that time, that is why I said, and I use this opportunity, I come down to analyze it to our viewers in two ways.
But you and they're also saying that the unity of Nigeria cannot be forced. That forcing unity will not make that nation progress.
Yes,
progress
now,
rather.
excuse me. Yeah. They have seen the truth. That is why they sounded the way they have sounded. They have seen the angle the game is going. They have seen the outcome, the umbrella, the canopy, where the sun is coming. Are you getting it? Where the sun is trying to manifest, come from. It's not the where they channel it to be. So definitely they have seen it that that sun that want to rise from that place is unstoppable sun. You understand? So they have no choice than to embrace it. So keeping Nigeria as one, we keep Nigeria in more danger, in more ridicule. Yes, in more mess. So it is better, let Nigeria remain, let Biafra go. Do you understand? So forcing Biafra to remain in Nigeria is like trying to bring more agony, more pains and sorrow, more bitterness upon Nigeria, more setback to Nigeria, more derail to Nigeria, more pains to Nigeria, more tears to Nigeria, and more sorrow. So it is better that Biafra is it. Then let them go. No. Why Nigeria continue and let Nigeria remain? Why Biafra go and have their own nation?
Do you know that some Yorubas are holding key positions in Enugu? Yeah, ride with me. While some loud voices in Lagos are busy painting Igbos strangers and stirring tribal hatred every election season, the same Yorubas are living, working, and even holding big Oga positions in Enugu State, and nobody is chasing them away. Nobody is burning their shops. Right now, as I'm talking to you, here are just a few examples of Yoruba people holding key positions in Enugu State. Hold on. Ladi Akeredolu Ale, Managing Director of Enugu Broadcasting Service. Dr. Yomi Jayi, Special Advisor to the Enugu State Governor on Health. Adenike Okebu, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Revenue. Dr. Olamitisoji Akimbami Layo, a retired Deputy Commissioner of Police, Commander of the Enugu State Forest Guard. And guess what? Nobody is shouting Enugu is not your land. Nobody is breaking their businesses. Nobody is blocking them from politics. In fact, these appointments have been going on for years, quietly, peacefully, and without unnecessary tribal drama. Now flip the coin. Can you name one Igbo person heading Lagos Television or serving as a commissioner or forest guard commander in Lagos? Can you name one? I will wait. The truth is, Enugu people have been showing tolerance and inclusivity for years, giving opportunities to people based on merit, not tribe. But because this kind of information is not widely known, mischief makers keep pushing tribal division, whispering lies here, shouting propaganda there to make it look like the two tribes are enemies. Meanwhile, the fact tells a different story. Igbos have been accommodating Yorubas in their states for decades without discrimination. But some places like Lagos still play the dangerous tribal politics card against Igbos. This is why the tribal tension keeps growing, because certain politicians and their online warriors feed on division while ordinary Nigerians suffer. And the worst part, they hide the truth from the public so that lies can keep flowing like palm wine at a village festival. But here is the bitter truth. Igbos have nothing to prove. They have shown openness and inclusivity in their own state, even to people who insult them elsewhere. The hypocrisy is not on the Igbo side. It's on those who take and never give back. So the next time you hear anyone saying Lagos is for Lagosians, remember this gist that I gave you now. Remember in Enugu, a Yoruba man is running the state broadcasting service, advising the governor and managing state's revenue without fear, without harassment, and without tribal insults.
The average educated Nigerian, in order to be shown as a liberal, very freedom-loving, democratic person, is always trying to be nice to the North. There is no reason to be nice to the North. They are our brothers, and we have a right to fight over the issues that we need to change. It is no longer right to be nice to the North. Because in this particular case, I give you a very good example now. You have a governor who tells you that all the non-Nigerian Fulanis must be catered for by the Nigerian state, and actually argues against the respect for international boundaries, argues against national policies on the grounds that one ethnic group, which just happened to be the ethnic group with which the British worked out an alliance, should permanently remain a freeholder, moving across all boundaries, respecting no laws and things of that nature. If you are talking about all Nigerians having a right, that is a claim to a divine right that you are not allowed to touch unless you belong to that ethnic fraction in Nigeria. If that ethnic fraction had the means to create a nation, they would have created one by now. The truth is that between the Fulani and the Hausa, there is a very badly structured sense of nationality. The way people talk about it, those who know, they will say a pulo is a pulo and a kado is a kado. It means that although they speak the same language, they have not managed to create a sense of nationality. And they have imposed that in every other part of Nigeria and in every Nigerian conference and situation. We just don't need, we don't have to be over-liberal. Let us confront the issues. When you allow a small minority to control a majority, as I once said in this station, they can only rule by falsehood and violence.